So this week I was playing poker at my local casino, having a good time, trying to build that bankroll to $10,000. And I'm sitting there with just $100. And then I'm trying my best to do what we call, what is it called? Balance poker, GTO. Trying my best to make sure that I'm staying focused on this. Trying to make sure that I play the way poker's supposed to be played, GTO style, most of us say. Well, anyway, here's the truth. Here's something that the math wizards don't tell you, the math poker wizards don't tell you about it. Playing perfectly good GTO against a guy who never folds, he has a pair of fours, and he has never folded a pair of fours since 2000, just continuously plays it. Today I'm going to break down my own theory, or a theory about when to throw the GTO book out the window to maximize your profits. So as I'm sitting there and I'm playing, gentleman walks up, he sits at the end of the table, and he's got $300 or $400. I've only got $100, maybe $120 sitting there. And as we're playing, I start to notice that this guy he jumps into the game. He posts the big blind, was 1-3 we're playing. And when he posts the 1-3, the round goes around, it goes around and it comes back to him and he raises it. He raises it to, I think it was $15 or something like that. Of course, other people there, I think he got 1 or 2 calls. They call, throw it in, and then when it comes back to him again, he raises again. And this time, instead of 15, he raises it to 50. I'm like, this guy must have a really good hand. The other 2 people fold. Well, this goes on for about maybe 8 to 10 orbits, and he's pulling down every hand. Now, instead of sitting there with like the $300 that he started with, he's got a stack of about $400 or $500 sitting over there, roughly, as we go around, because people are playing and they're bet their little whatever it is, and here he is, not folding, not doing. I mean, he's playing every freaking hand, and it made me fold a lot of good hands when you're playing GTO style, no matter what my position was. And he didn't care about his position either. He didn't care if he was on a button. He didn't care if he was first to act. He didn't care if he just didn't freaking care. And this guy just kept going. And I said to myself, I said, you know what? I'm going to throw GTO out the window. And the next hand that I get where I think I've got something, no matter where my position is on the table, I'm going to lead him in and let him bet. And let's see what happens. So the very first hand that I get, I think I got pocket queens. Flop comes out, it's 9, king, I think it was the ace of club. He comes out and he bets $20. I'm like, okay. I raised him. I took it from 20 to 40. He re-raises me and puts me in at 100, put me all in basically. He just basically goes all in. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, I got pocket queens. There's the flop. The flop doesn't have, and I think I was, I forgot what my position was, but I got pocket queens. The flop comes out with an ace and a king. And I'm like, I can't beat that ace and a king if he has either one of those. So I'm not even going to try. So I fold. I'm down to about 40, maybe $50 at this point. So I'm just watching the orbits go through, and he gets into it with another guy. This time, this person, we're going to call him the Maniac, is first to act. And his first to act, he throws in $25. $25. 1-3 game. I'm thinking this guy must have a really good hand. It goes around, and I think it was the big blind. I'm not sure. I think it was the big blind who calls him and stays in the hand with him. And finally, they get to the showdown and they flip the hands over. And this Maniac, I'll call him, has an ace. I think it was the ace deuce. It was suited, an ace 4 suited. And the other person had a pair of, I think it was a pair of queens. And the flop comes out, and of course, it meets the other person, and the guy goes, oh, you know, whatever. And I'm thinking to myself, this guy at the beginning threw all that money in, and all he had was an ace 2 or ace 4. I knew GTO was out the window. That's when the math doesn't work for you. So now I got to watch him. I need to pay attention to what he does and how he plays. That's the key that I had to find out. What is your opponent doing? How are they playing? Is he going all in? What type of hands is he going all in on? So as we're going through the play, I'm watching these orbits go through. I'm putting my big blinds and my small blinds, and I'm waiting because I want to be in a hand just with that Maniac alone. But I got to make sure I got the right hand for it. And lo and behold, it comes. It comes for me. I have an 8-9 suited. I'm very last to act. He comes around, and I go ahead and just call it. So we called, basically it was the big blind. So I call the big blind. He calls the big blind. The flop comes out. He throws in 15 bucks. I follow the 15 with 30. So he sits there and he watches me, and he goes, you know, forget it, screw it, I'm all in. And he starts talking, kind of a tale for me. He goes all in, so I go all in. And lo and behold, the flop comes out, and I hit a straight. It's a hidden straight because it's a rainbow. It's hidden because I don't think he even notices it or sees it. So he calls me, I take down the hand. I end up with like 100 and maybe like 100, not quite, maybe like 85 bucks or something like that. And I'm waiting for the next hand. The next hand that comes out, I get aces. I don't like aces because my aces seem to always get cracked. But this time, I decided, let me slow play him with these aces because I got a feeling. I had a feeling that this was going to happen. When I got the aces, I believe I was under the gun with the aces. So I just went on ahead and put my bet up, put my blind up. Sure enough, it comes around to him and he bets, I think it was 25 bucks. I call the 25 bucks. I don't want to call the 25 bucks. I want to raise it, but I decide not to because I don't want to fend him off or scare him off. And the flop comes out and it was 2, 6 a club, and I think a 9. Goes around. Now it's just he and I at the table. Everybody folds. He makes the bet. He bets 50 bucks. I have what I have. So I decide, you know what? I'm not going to take it anymore. So he has 50 bucks up there. I'll call this 50. The next card comes out is a jack, a club, I think it was. A jack of club, a jack of spade. I know it was jack, black jack. He puts in 100 bucks. I'm all in. Now he covers me, but I'm all in. He calls. Next card that comes out is a king. I cracked him. I got him. I had the aces there, pulled it down. This goes on for probably about 10 or 15 orbits because he's sitting there with about 400 or 500 bucks at this point because he sat down with like 2 or 3. Then I noticed that not only is he losing to me, he's losing to the person next to me. And it ends up, the guy busts out to me. I went all in with $180, and he had like 100, I think he had 165, 170. And he's going all in. And the only thing that the gentleman had, unfortunately, he had a pair of 2s, which would have been good if the flop had come in his favor. But he went all in after the flop had come out. And I'm like, what is this guy doing? So he had the pair of 2s. I had jacks. I end up with a full house. He ends up thanking everybody and going home for the night. And I noticed that when he got up, the gentleman to my left, or maybe 2 players down, 2 seats down, he goes, you know what? I folded a lot of good hands because I thought this guy had it. I said, I did too. And it didn't matter his position. So what did I learn then? Sometimes you cannot always play perfect poker, as they say. You can do your GTO, and I just think about all the hands. I folded pocket queens to this guy. And I guarantee he probably didn't have me beat at all. But I just assumed that he did, but playing the position that I was in, looking at the numbers in terms of how the flop came out and how the turn came out, and just figuring that how many cards, how many outs I had. With two queens, I really didn't have any outs, especially when the board didn't match or I didn't have any outs other than the other two queens. And he sat there with that money and just I'd say within about 3 hours, the guy was up and gone. And all of his money was split between me and another gentleman to my left. But it just warmed my heart to take his money. But I learned a very valuable poker lesson for all you newbies out there like me. You could study GTO, which you should. You can follow GTO, which you should. But the most important thing is to pay attention to the people you're playing against. Watch them. Don't be afraid to sit there and monitor how they play and what they bet. Most people are creatures of habit. And this guy was super, super aggressive. And I just wanted to take him down. I just wanted to be the one to take down that pot. And I was fortunate enough to be one of the 2 players that actually did that. And got a chance to go home with over 180 of his bucks plus the money that I had. So I built the war chest up, as it were, or I almost called it a nest egg again. If you watch the video, you'll see from another video, that's what I called it, a nest egg. But I did build it up a little bit. So as of today, on the road to 10,000 from a penny, playing micro stakes online, I'm at $385. Now, if you remember the last time, I think I was at 326. I lost some of it, and I'm gaining it back. But I had so much fun. So much fun. And you know what I had fun doing? I had fun stacking that gentleman. I did. So perfect poker is great to play. But it's more important to understand how the people you play against play and having a strategy against it. This is Al with Chat Over Poker. See you on the felt, baby. What up, though? Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, please. It's free, baby. It's free. This is free game.